All right, University of Texas A&M, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Howdy, we are Aggie Solar Wave representing Aggies Create, a student-led design consultancy organization at Texas A&M University. And today we'll be presenting a renewable energy proposal for Lake Nona Town Center. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our team members, which are composed of multidisciplinary undergraduate students: Ben Dubose, Dakota Fathke, Harvey Joyce, myself, Nathan Kim, and Bobby Howe, with special thanks to our advisor, Dr. Abdullah. Lake Nona Town Center is a 5G-powered smart city that aims to build a community that is healthy, sustainable, vibrant, and able to adapt to new technologies and global trends. The real estate developer, Tavistock, is also planning to expand the town to be a hub for the community's entertainment and experiences. Tavistock's future plan incorporates installing a number of distributed energies and control measures, battery systems, EV charging stations, and ultimately building a better community. Now, Dakota will take about a conceptual design.
Lake Nona Town Center was an exciting district to work with. Electrifying buildings created an entertaining vision for us to design vibrant and unique PV systems. Although receiving no district master plan, as well as being limited by future and current construction, was a challenge. To unravel this solution, we had to take advantage of existing structures with large available space. That led us to 3 locations circled in yellow: the available parcel of land highlighted in green, Garage G, Building 8, and HQ Garage, which is Building 12. The first 2 proposed systems are designed to supply a Wave Hotel. 2 PV arrays will be supplying this new building: Garage G at 1,089 kilowatts, Solar Park at 1,316 kilowatts, and those are it. Both arrays are designed to produce a total of 3.4 million kilowatt hours a year. Garage G utilizes carport structures, while Solar Park will be implemented using a ground mount system. The battery system accompanying these arrays has an energy capacity of 1,720 kilowatt hours, with the purpose of shaving peak loads from Wave Hotel. Now look, you may be surprised at what you see in this design, but Aggie Solar Wave was just determined to bring a fun and creative PV system to this project, and for good reason. This sun-shaped PV system complements the creativeness that Tavistock implements into their modern buildings. The Power Solar Park is packed into 3,500 modules, all tilted at 14 degrees, with row spacing of 12 inches for maximum efficiency. Now, this carport system on Garage G will also support the Wave Hotel energy system. These carports allow vehicles to park in the shade during a hot summer day, while also supporting EV charging capabilities. There are 12 carport structures tallying over 3,000 solar panels, all tilted at an optimal 14 degrees. Our second proposed system will supply 532,000 kilowatt hours a year to HQ Building BC. The carports providing this energy are located on top of HQ Garage with a size of 333 kilowatts. Complementing this PV system is a 1,720 kilowatt hour battery system, primarily designed to provide resilience assets to the HQ building during power outages. Identical to Garage G, the carports on HQ Garage also provide shade and adaptability to EV charging. With 924 modules set in place, the carport structures are tilted at 14 degrees, serving off-grid power to the crucial HQ building. Now Bobby will describe the battery systems and equipment.
For batteries, the GridBox module is a high energy density product designed for commercial and industry scale applications like LNTC. This system boasts a rated energy capacity of 430 kilowatt hours with a rated AC power of 250 kilowatts, making it suitable for powering large buildings. Based on simulation results from RIAT, the GridBox module effectively manages the demand of the Wave Hotel on August 5th. As shown in the graph on the top left, the battery system engages in peak shaving to reduce peak demand, while surplus power generated by the PV system is indicated by the green area on the bottom left graph. The battery state of charge corresponds to the first graph that shows when the battery is fulfilling demand. Our team designed a battery system for HQ to prioritize outage right-through, and the results show that our system is efficient in supplying power during an outage. The battery discharges to supply HQ until about 2 p.m. as shown in the first graph on the left. The Wave Hotel's battery system effectively reduces its reliance on grid electricity during periods of high demand, resulting in a reduction of over 100,000 kilowatt hours in grid energy use in the first year. In terms of equipment, the SoundPower 360 panel boasts a high power efficiency rating and operates in a wide temperature range. The use of monocrystalline material in the panel ensures reliability and longevity. The GrowWatt Max 120 inverter can handle a wide range of solar panel configurations and output voltages, with a high max efficiency making it reliable and a high-performing inverter that perfectly suits your system. Now, Nathan will speak about the distribution impact.
Before assessing the impact that the PV system has on the distribution grid, we need to first identify potential constraints. Overvoltage can occur during reverse current flow, or a sudden voltage spike may compromise grid safety due to the limited voltage capacity on the grid. Thermal overloading can occur when an electric current surpasses the capacity of electrical equipment, causing immense heat. Additionally, the PV system size is constrained by the current equipment and distribution grid rate. These are the factors that contribute to the overall impact of the distribution system. The heat map shown illustrates the capacity of the distribution grid in each node. In the brighter color nodes, the distribution system has a higher capacity to implement a PV system. The Orlando Utility Commission substation is located across Lake Nona Town Center, which allows the north side nodes to have a higher PV system capacity. And as the distance increases from the electrical substation, the hosting capacity decreases. In our project proposal, the PV system will not use net metering, so the hosting capacity was not considered. The proposed PV system includes 4 methods for mitigating distribution impact within each system. First, the battery system helps store excess energy, discharging it when local demand exceeds net generation, thus preventing reverse flow from damaging power lines. Second, a solar charge controller regulates the voltage and current directed into the battery. Third, installing smart inverters, which can connect with other distributed energy sources, enables control over voltage and frequency fluctuations by adjusting power output to match the load through power curtailment. Lastly, directly connecting PV system to the garages allow the PV system to operate independently of the hosting capacity constraints of the grid. Now, I'll hand it off to Harvey to talk about the financials.
All right, let's take a look at the cost breakdown for each of the 3 proposed PV systems. A visual depiction of the proportion of the cost per watt for different components is shown to the left. These costs include overhead, permitting and inspection costs, installation labor and equipment, electrical and structural costs, and of course the inverters and solar modules. For the HQ garage system, the total cost is $738,000. For garage G, the total cost is $2.4 million, and for solar park, the total cost is $2.3 million. We've based our cost breakdown mainly on the photovoltaic system cost benchmarks from NREL, but additional calculations were made for carport costs, while inverter and solar module costs were sourced from the manufacturers. Here we can see the monthly lease prices for the 3 PV systems. The first table shows the combined monthly lease price for all 3 PV systems, which amounts to $30,668 per month. The second table breaks down the individual lease prices for each PV system. These lease price calculations are based on a modeled PPA with a net present value of approximately 0 and an internal rate of return of 8% over 20 years. It's important to note that power purchase agreements, or PPAs, are not permitted in the state of Florida, hence the use of a lease structure. Together, these figures represent a well-balanced financial structure that ensures project feasibility and favorable returns. Now let's discuss the costs associated with the 2 battery storage systems for the HQ building and Wave Hotel. As you can see, both the HQ and Wave Hotel systems will have 4 battery units each, providing a total energy capacity of 3,440 kilowatt hours. The total cost for the battery storage systems is approximately $596,000, which includes each battery module and other associated expenses such as installation and maintenance. Let's take a look at the project incentives and net costs. For the PV systems, the total cost is $5.45 million. However, we can take advantage of a 30% investment tax credit for commercial projects. Additionally, we benefit from the federal modified accelerated cost recovery system, which brings the net PV system cost down to $2.4 million. It is important to note that there are no state tax credits or incentives in Florida. As for the battery systems, the total cost is $596,000. After federal tax credits and incentives, though, the net battery cost is $265,000. Combining the PV and battery system costs, the total project cost is $6 million. But after considering all the incentives, the net project cost is just $2.7 million. Now let's examine the first-year customer savings resulting from the implementation of our solar and battery system. Before installation of PV and batteries, the total electric bill cost would be $886,000. This includes $321,000 for energy charges and $564,000 for demand charges. After implementing our project, though, the energy charges would be completely eliminated, and demand charges would be reduced to $350,000. In summary, the first year customer savings add up to $535,000. It's important to note that the net project cost for the PV and battery system in year one is $381,000, which is significantly lower than the utility savings, indicating that the project can already generate positive returns in just the first year. Finally, let's take a look at the 20-year customer savings from this project. The bar graph on the left shows the total utility costs before and after the implementation of our proposed project. Over 20 years, the total utility costs before implementation would amount to a little over $25 million, while after implementation, the cost would be reduced to $17.8 million, yielding a total savings of $7.27 million. These calculations take into account a 3.5% annual electricity cost escalation rate and a 0.5% annual solar module degradation rate. In summary, our proposed project not only brings significant financial benefits to the customer, but also helps achieve environmental goals by utilizing renewable energy sources and reducing carbon emissions. And now Ben will talk more about the development plan.
This is our plan for development beginning at our timeline. We've thoroughly researched and planned all stages from initial staging to customer use, including a 3-month testing period at the end to ensure safety. Extra time was provided for potential setbacks like permitting and hurricane events, but we're confident that the project can be completed within 8 months, including the months dedicated to project preparation. If we were to start today, the proposed system would be built by January. Moving on to development guidelines, we've consulted NREL's interactive ordinance map and determined Orange County requires PV installations to be 200 feet away from residences. Using Google Earth's distance tool, we've confirmed all PV sites are compliant. Additionally, because LNTC falls within plans development, no city rezoning will be necessary. We've identified all required permits and inspections at the federal, county, and city levels and allocated 3 months for procurement of all permits and inspections. Now, let's address the risks to project development. Intense wind and heat are the greatest projected threats, according to the City of Orlando. However, we've identified and suggested several means of mitigation, such as storing inverters and batteries in shaded housing. Other hazards such as flooding and wildfires were also considered, but both pose low risk in LNTC. We've also factored in soil properties, recommending deeper PV support depth to compensate for Ostilla fine sands, sandy, and well-draining properties. In the event of a hurricane, we suggest halting construction and utilizing flexible time. Finally, we considered community impact as it is the most important feature we provide. Our system's environmental impacts include groundwork at Solar Park and global impacts related to manufacturing solar panels. However, it would also reduce LNTC's reliance on natural gas and improve air quality immediately. Economic considerations, such as job opportunities and fair spending, are also positive, with no significant impact on property values or other industries, while providing jobs for local contractors and clean energy services. Finally, we anticipate that LNTC's vision and culture will be preserved, deepened, and, of course, visible by plane from Orlando International Airport traffic. To fully engage the community and achieve buy-in, we recommend solar education initiatives, visibility efforts, and disaster resiliency and EV support informing public efforts.
Fulfilling Lake Nona Town Center's goal, distributing self-produced energy from their newly implemented photovoltaic system empowers them to have real control over the energy they pay for and at an affordable price, saving them over $7.2 million over 20 years. Complementing the PV system are 2 hefty battery storage systems. These systems include a low maintenance solution for resiliency and power outages, shaping peak loads, or for load shifting during the middle of the night. Together with the PV systems, over 4 million kilowatt hours of energy will be saved. Providing access to EV charging through the garage carports supports the goal to push for a sustainable future. Supplying the energy source to power EVs will entice residents and visitors to adapt to the EV industry and help propel the United States as a green nation. These systems were focused on fulfilling the goals of Tavistock by implementing vibrant technology, plunging the smart city into the sustainable world, while also supplying affordable energy that can be reinvested to enhance the health of the community. And with that, we conclude our presentation. Thank you.